How's everybody doing today? This morning, L.A.KENDRICK was under the telephone vault. Would you dare? Got a good one for you guys today. Very good one. All right, so what I want to do, I want to share with you guys. This is from the Awaken Zone podcast, and my guy is Clifford Stone. All right, I'm gonna jump in the picture here in a second. This is a very, very interesting interview, man. I mean, I just stumbled across it, and it's for educational purposes only. YouTube fair use. You guys, I'm telling you, man. With all the things that happen out here in the sky, in the atmosphere, all around, things that we've been seeing, right? And they keep saying that they don't exist. We all know that they do exist. But what's more telling is the fact that there are gatekeepers and people that try to keep you and me and the general public from knowing about what's going on. See, I'm not a believer, I'm a knower. I've seen these things, you know? Been to Area 50, I've seen things where you don't even catch them until you actually do the playback. So what I want to do is, I don't want to talk a lot while the information is being transmitted and shared, right? So I want to try to make sure that I limit my conversation during the process. We talk about everything supernatural, extraterrestrial, ultradimensional, cryptid, demons, serial killers, conspiracy theories, you name it, we talk about it here. This is where you come to imagine what you used to imagine. And it's like a safe space for you guys, all right? So without further ado, the party don't start till you walk in. Now that you're here, let's begin. You guys, check this out.
We've attempted to shoot down UFOs in the past with little effect. We actually shot pieces off, but during that time there were mechanical problems with them. The reason that you cannot go ahead and shoot a UFO down, the reason you don't have no sonic boom, you have a quarter of an inch of perfect vacuum all the way around the airframe. Totally, you cannot penetrate that vacuum. No weapon known to man can penetrate it. Now, do they have countermeasures where if they were up against a alien craft that was a threat to them that had the same technology, do they have measures where they could go ahead and neutralize it on the enemy spacecraft? I don't know. But I do know that that right there is the one thing that protects them, and also provides for them to travel through our atmosphere at a speed far greater than the speed of sound without breaking the sound barrier.
Crazy.
The cases that I was involved in, 12, 3 actually involved crash retrievals. The 3 crash retrievals had bodies with them, and some of the entities were still alive, which was necessary to treat them, which is why there's a catalog that deals with the various species. The catalog exists because rendering first aid to our visitors is quite unique and different from what we would consider first aid. You had medics there who would go ahead and take care of those people, but they needed that section that dealt with the cataloging and what types of food that they could be fed. Actually, we use I'm going to say the word wrong, but we use synthesized food. We did not give them the food that we normally eat and take for granted every day. It could actually be poisonous to them. First aid, the way we give first aid, could actually cause their death. So we had to know how to administer specifically the things that was needed to preserve their life, if at all possible. The other thing is, when you went to a crash retrieval, you always was going against the clock. Because just like us, when we have a plane go down, there's an emergency beacon sent out. When one of their craft go down, there is an emergency distress call that goes out to their people. and immediately they try to recover. And on more than one occasion, the military and their people have gotten there at the same time.
Mm.
The best thing to do when that happens is for us to back off, because they are going to do everything they can to protect their people and recover the bodies and recover any of the injured or those that are still alive. They're not going to try to take overt hostile acts towards us. Many of the species on an individual basis would permit themselves to be killed before they would have any of us hurt. Not all the species are that way, but
Makes
many
sense.
are. The self-preservation that we have isn't the same with them. That doesn't mean they want to die. Doesn't mean that they don't feel fear just like we do. And I can tell you they feel fear. I can tell you they really feel fear at times. And it shouldn't be that way with us. It should be that they know that we want to help them, but then again, the greed of man comes into play. What they have, we want. The only way we can get it, we must learn from it. And if it means going through interrogation, things of this sort, and doing unethical things, because there aren't any laws to protect them. Your pet retriever has more rights than any ET has. Knowing that, that is one of the reasons we're in quarantine. There is nothing that would stop us if we were to become, in the matter of the next couple of years, interplanetary travelers, meaning
Are y'all hearing this?
visiting other solar systems. If we achieve that, and we go to a place that's got life very similar to the life here on Earth, and even an sentient, intelligent life that is on par to man but looks a little different, we could do anything we wanted to there in the interest of furthering our scientific knowledge and not even think about the moral issues of what we're doing to the life on that planet. The only thought we would have is the precautions we needed to take to ensure when we left that planet, we did not come back here and infect our planet with a very deadly disease. That's been in place since actually before the crash here in Roswell. That was in place during the Second World War, because it was during the Second World War that in the Pacific Theater that they came into possession of things that were of extraterrestrial origin. And if you're not very careful when you go to a crash site, you run into the possibility of having casualties. Not because they're hostile, but because you have to be very careful with the equipment that they have on board the craft.
Okay.
The great art of reading, it's dead.
Yes.
People want to be told this is the truth. The one message that I cry out all the time, let nobody live in your mind rent-free. Make sure of these things. Read. In my case, I always allude to the documentation. And I'm always being told, people don't want to read the documentation. What do the people want then? Do they want to go ahead and hide their head in the sand like an ostrich? Or do they want to be enlightened by the sun that is shining bright and day? One, you can have somebody tell you these are the facts. That doesn't make it so. You can get the documents that have the pedigree, that paint a story, that show that something is going on.
Yes.
Then how that interrelates with your life, to what degree of experiences have you had, then you put those together. But first you search out the truth. Then when you find out that you have had things happen in your life, or if you already know you were involved with these things, you owe it to your family and to yourself to tell them what happened in your life, why you weren't there for that ball game, why you weren't there for maybe the first steps for your child, maybe at the time of the birth of your child, but the times that you weren't there because you were out in the service of your country and it was things you were never to talk about. Now that you're out, you want to live a normal life, so you're never going to bring it up. But it's eating at you from within, inside. It's also eating away at your family. You need to let them know what really happened.
If you enjoyed this, make sure to watch the next video on Awaken.
So I'm going to pause it there and switch this bad boy back around, okay? So you guys, hopefully, again, you understand what was happening to me, man. I mean, just like absolutely mind-blowing in my opinion. I just, like I said, I'm seeing this, like, I saw bits and pieces of this, you guys, before, so I have a little bit of insight on what was going on, but I'm telling you, man, that is powerful. Now, is it substantiated by anything that I can find? No, but all of the study, I've seen so many documents and videos and audios of things that are saying, hey man, this thing happened, we saw this alien, we shot down this, we attempted to shoot down that, and it doesn't happen. Like, you can't, like you say, you can't penetrate the technology of the alien crafts that come from another world, right? And if I didn't see some of these things with my own two eyes, right, I would be like, yeah, you know, I would just still think of speculation and imagining what would be like on another planet. That's what I would be doing, right? But I've seen them. I've been to Area 51, where we coming back from the back gate, and then we took videos. I was trying to live stream, and there something was right there, tic tac shape, sitting right there. Didn't catch it until one of you guys pointed it out. So one of the subs pointed it out, and I'm thinking, wow. And then they explained what they think that it was. So I've seen so much of this stuff, and like they say, man, you gotta read, man. You can't just let somebody tell you something. What I try to do is, when I speak to people, whether it be speaking engagements, whether it's just casual conversation with individuals, I'll say, hey, look, do yourself a favor. Don't trust my word. Google the information. Google is your friend. Go to a library. Just do your research and see what you uncover. If you still, you know, at least you have some basis on what's being presented to you, and you have some discernment where you can decipher what's real and what's not real, what you will accept and what you won't accept. It's not that difficult, but I'm telling you, it seems like we've lost our ability to think on our own feet and do our due diligence as far as trying to find the research and the truth. There's so many truths out here, man, and it seems like we're on a decline as far as how we advance our minds. It's like the general population, seems to me, as if we come to a stop and it stands still and want somebody to do all the thinking and preparation for us. We do not like to push, to try, to strive. That's what it seems like to me. And it's being orchestrated by somebody else on a higher level. Again, I've seen these things. I've not seen the like an actual in-flesh extraterrestrial, but I've seen the craft, man. I've seen them. And I've had witnesses that were with me that witnessed it and saw it as well. And some of you guys have been out there with me, and we've seen it together. So hey, you run into that, and so I just wonder where we're going as a species. And like he said, we seem to have this violent tendency. You know, we can't even stand we have colorism on this planet, right? So imagine what would it be like if you came in contact with something that's not even remotely human. If you have racist mindsets and aggressiveness towards a person because of their skin color, man, imagine what you would do in the face of something that is completely alien. Forearms, green skin, blue skin, 7 foot tall, blue hair, blonde hair. Just imagine. If you don't get that stuff in check, right, we'll never have a Star Trek or a Star Wars utopian mindset that we keep talking about in our sci-fi. We're never going to reach that. And the way all these government cover-ups, guess what? We probably will never reach it anyway until the people demand better. But you have to be educated to demand better. You have to want it. That's with anything else that you're trying to achieve. You gotta want better. You gotta push. And you gotta set up the next generation to be a thinking generation. A pushback generation when things are not what they seem. Question everything, man. I just thought this was amazing. And again, shout out to Awaken Zone and Clifford Stone, man. Again, pretty impressive. And you guys remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. And I'm going to go ahead and close this out. This is just, like I said, I'm doing a lot of Halloween stuff. As much as I can, look at the videos that we're providing, the anime, new book out, Demon Streamer. And currently, we have a lot of stuff out as far as horror, Run Downtown. You guys get a hold of that. So, and also, remember, would you like to be on one of these crash retrieval teams and see the things that this individual has seen? That Clifford Stone has seen. That's a tough one, boy, because you probably see some crazy stuff and coming in contact with the biochemical matter could probably change your whole world. But doesn't mean you shouldn't, you shouldn't speculate and wonder, what if? You guys, make sure you check the dark recesses of your home. Check the dark closets. If you happen to work late at night or into the wee hours of the morning, make sure you check under your car, inside your car, around your car. Because you never know if there's an alien presence that has crashed and waiting to make you a story. And this has been L.A. Kendrick with another tale from the vault of Would You Dare. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, you guys be safe and film the rest.